Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you my entire Percy Jackson collection, as well as how to read the Percy Jackson series and how I read them. I could divide this video into 3 parts, I don't know, but as for now, it's a single video. Let's get started. So first we're going to do my Percy Jackson collection. So obviously I have Lightning Thief, Sea of Monsters, Titan's Curse, Battle of Labyrinth, Last Olympian, the first 5, Percy Jackson the Olympian series. After that, I have the Heroes of Olympus series, as well as the Magnus Chase, Trials of Apollo, and Kane Chronicles. The thing with it, this is Kane Chronicles. I only have 2 books at this point. I've lost them, the 3rd one. This year I lost a lot of books. I have like 20 books missing. I don't even know what to do. But, well, and then I have The Son of the Star, which just came out, I hope you can see it, and The Daughter of the Deep. The Daughter of the Deep is not part of the Percy Jackson universe, but it is part of the Riordanverse because Uncle Rick wrote it. So I'm putting it here. And then obviously I've got the companion books, Demigod Files, Demigod Diaries, Greek Gods, Nine from the 9 Worlds, Camp Hubbard Confidential, Magician's Manual, Demigods and Magicians. And I've also got the Greek Heroes, but it's one of the books which is missing. I actually don't have Camp Jupiter Classified because I tried to read it online during COVID-19, but I did not like it. The story didn't make sense to me, so I haven't read it, but I probably will read it sometime this year. So let's see, and I'm also gonna have the Chalice of the Gods adding up to the end next month, and probably a signed copy if I manage to go to the event. And for the Riordan Presents part of my collection, I've got the Arusha series, part 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th one is upstairs because I was reading it. And this is the 2nd part of A Thousand Worlds series by Yoon Lee. I'll actually show it to you. This is the book. This is okay. I wouldn't exactly recommend it to you, but if you want to read it, no problem. It's about Korean mythology. And Arusha is a definitely must. It's a must read if you love the Percy Jackson the Olympians. You should read this. You should read Arusha. Now let's move on to the second part of the video. Second part of the video, as I said earlier, was how to read the Percy Jackson series. Now, what most people say that you should read according to publishing or according to chronological order in the series. My way is a kind of mix of that. So I think first you should read Lightning Thief, Sea of Monsters, Titan's Curse, Battle of Labyrinth, Last Olympian, first 5 books. When you're done with that, you should read the Heroes of Olympus in 5 books. Last Hero, Son of Neptune, Mark of Athena, House of Hades, Blood of Olympus. After this, you should take a break to get over the whole thing. And you can read the Demigod Files, the Demigod Diaries, the Greek Gods, and the Greek Heroes. I actually read Camp Hubbard Confidential sometime in between, and it was confusing, but I'll tell you about that later. So, that's that. After that, read the Trials of Apollo. You can, Hidden Oracle, Dark Prophecy, Burning Maze, Tyrant's Tomb, and Tower of Nero. When you're done with that, you should read Camp Hubbard Confidential. If you want to, Camp Jupiter Classified. And then move on to Magnus Chase, or Kane Chronicles. It's actually your choice. The Kane Chronicles happens earlier, but it's totally up to you what you want to read. So, or you can also read The Sun and the Star, because it is a sequel to the Trials of Apollo. So you could definitely read that one too. But after you read that, it's going to ruin your record and mindset because it's not as good as these ones. It's like The Cursed Child in Harry Potter. I love The Cursed Child, but it's not like the Harry Potter books, you know? By the way, my Harry Potter books are up there. I'll show you later. So, where was I? Right. So, you can read either the Magnus Chase, Kane Chronicles series, or Sun and the Star after you finish the Trials of Apollo and the companion books. I recommend, if you want a change, you should read Kane Chronicles. The first time I started this, I was like, what is this? I don't even understand, and I left it. But you should, if that's happened to you, no problem. Just try reading it again. That's definitely going to help. And then when you're done with Magnus, for example, if you start with Magnus Chase, So you're gonna do Hammer of Thor, Sword of Summer, Hammer of Thor, Ship of Dead, then 9 from the Nine Worlds, King Chronicles, the Red Pyramid, Serpent Shadow, and whatever, the Throne of Fire, right? Second one. I don't have it right now. Second one, and then the Serpent Shadow. After that, you can read the companion books of Magnus Chase and King Chronicles, 9 from the Nine Worlds, Brooklyn House Magician's Manual, and there are other few which I don't have. And then also the Demigods and Magicians. Now, once you've read the entire Riordanverse, Percy Jackson universe, you can quietly move on to the Daughter of the Deep. Warning, it is not about mythology, it's not anything about related to Percy Jackson, but it's an amazing book, and the best part is it's a standalone, so most people don't have the stamina to go through a series like this, but if you do want some adventure, you can definitely read the Daughter of the Deep when you're done with this. So that's, according to me, the perfect way to read the Riordanverse. After that, you may try Riordan Presents, or the 39 Clue series, which has the first book written by Rick Riordan. Now let's move on to the third part. Now the third part of the video, this is about how I read it, and honestly this is crazy. So I was a Percy Jackson hater when I was 11 years old, until I was 11 years old. And sometime when I was 11, my mom got me The Last Olympian, and I was like, hey, I want to read this. Because for some reason, the summaries I was read, like there's a teenager, and his dad is a Greek guy, and then life is ruined. And I was like, that is, and to me, Percy Jackson gave me an image of Peter Parker from Spider-Man, and I do not like Spider-Man. So I was like, I don't want to read this. This is some kind of teenage nonsense. But then my mom, and then at this point, I was so bored, I just started reading it, and it was lying on the table, and I had nothing else to read, so I just picked it up. And then I was like, in the first part of The Last Olympian, as you might know, is like Percy and Rachel on the beach. I was like, this is a romantic book. I'm like, I don't want to read it. And then I threw it away. And after a while, I was so bored, I started to read it again. And then I finished it, and by the time, I was hooked. So then I got the Battle of Labyrinth, then the Titan's Curse, then Lady Thief, and then the Sea of Monsters. Yeah, that's weird, but yes. After that, I was pretty much okay. And then I read Lost Heroes, Son of Neptune, Mark of Athena, House of Hades, Blood of Olympus. Sometime between this, I also, before I read the House of Hades or Mark of Athena, I read the Camp of Confidential. And I was like, what is the Athena Parthenos? But I got that spoiler. And then I read the companion books, Demigod Files, Demigod Diaries, Greek Gods, Greek Heroes. After that, I read the Magnus Chase series. Trials of Apollo, and then Magnus Chase. I also have a weird thing with Trials of Apollo. The Hidden Oracle, I got it because I was like done with the Heroes of Olympus. I'm like, oh, what's next? Oh, it's this. So I picked it up, and I hate it so much. First of all, Apollo is a loser. So he's dumb, he's a show-off, he's selfish. I did not like the book. I didn't want to read it. But then my friend, who also reads Percy Jackson, suggested that I actually do read because the next parts are really good. And then I read the rest of it, and I loved it. Amazing character transformation for Apollo and everything, so yeah. And then, and sometime around the time when I disliked the Hidden Oracle, I also tried the Red Pyramid. I did not understand anything, like I said earlier. And I was like, okay, I don't want to read this. But then, again, I was like, let's give it another try. Because I read Demigods and Magicians, and it sounded cool. So I wanted to read the King Chronicles. And then I finished the King Chronicles and pretty much everything. 9 from the Nine Worlds and Magician's Manual. These are my most recent reads, apart from The Sun and the Star, like in this last year. And then The Daughter of the Deep, that was about a year ago. And The Sun and the Star, obviously, soon after it came out when I ordered it. Now, The Chalice of the Gods is going to be added to this, as well as these Rick Riordan Presents stuff. Also, guys, from now on, I'm gonna be recommending a new book to you at the end of every video. This one, I'm gonna recommend to you the 39 Clues series. The first book is what is it? The Maze of Bones. The Maze of Bones, and it's written by Rick Riordan, actually, like I said earlier. And the series is amazing, but only read it if you've like read the Riordanverse or read the Harry Potter series, because you need stamina to read it. There are a lot of books in it. The first has like 11 books, and there are like a total of 5 or 6 series, but all the series are awesome. Not all the series have so many books, but they do have like several. So you won't have a lot of reading stamina, but the series is amazing. You should at least read the first 11 in the second series, which is of 6 books. Must read. So it's called the 39 Clues verse. You'll read about it online. Amazing.